And the last question this week comes from Richard Olson. And Richard says, what are your thoughts on the idea of a young Han Solo Disney Plus series? I read somewhere last week there was a rumor going around it could happen. If it did, what would it have to include in its run to make it worth watching for you? Thanks for the question, Richard. First off, what would it have to include for me to watch it? The Star Wars title. Anything titled Star Wars, I'm going to end up watching it. But I know what you meant. Look, I saw the rumor about the Han Solo series. I don't know if there's any truth to it whatsoever. I do believe that is something that Disney would probably do. They have Alden Ehrenreich signed on for more appearances as Han Solo. I think that's for films. I'm not sure how that translates to television or to something like a streaming service, to be honest. I think it could be. I think Han Solo and Chewbacca being smugglers, I think that lends itself very well to being a series. I think that's something that every episode they could be on a new adventure and getting their asses into trouble and pissing somebody else off and swindling somebody else. And, I think it lends itself well to being a series. Doing different smuggling missions, show what happened with Jabba. You know what I mean? And or even, the whole Jabba thing was mentioned at the end of Solo. Just skip that. And we know what happens. We already know what happens. Just pick up after that and he's trying to work that debt off. Do that. Make a series of that. That'd be all right. You could introduce live action versions of Hondo at some point, and there's a lot you could do with a series like that. But the big thing that you would have to focus on with a series like that is Crimson Dawn with Darth Maul and Kira's connection with Darth Maul going to Dathomir. That has to be in there. If you want to make this series worth watching, you bring back Ray Park as Darth Maul, you get Sam Witwer to voice him like you did in Solo, and you show this Crimson Dawn thing. Show Crimson Dawn trying to hunt down Han. He's trying to dodge them while doing smuggling missions to pay off Jabba the Hutt. That's totally worth watching. Totally worth watching. So, and we could even see Darth Maul end up where he is in Rebels at some point too, as the old man on Malachor when he's trying to recruit Ezra as his apprentice, you know what I mean? So there's a lot you could do with that story. There really is. And as a Disney Plus series, I'd watch it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be, if they announce it tomorrow, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I cannot wait for that series. I'm not going to say that. I'm like, oh, well, okay. I guess we're doing a Han Solo series now. But at the same time, I don't feel like this is going to be something that the fans really embrace, if you know what I mean. Solo was the only film out of everything Disney's made so far, out of the Disney era films, that really bombed. And I think that would carry over to a series as well. Don't get me wrong, it's on a streaming platform, so what? They're not really losing anything. They're still getting their monthly subscribers in, right? You're not paying anything extra to watch a Solo series. So it'd be cool to see the Falcon again and see him modifying the Falcon here and there, watching it just fall apart around him when he's trying to rebuild it. You could even bring Lando back into it, and he could be pissing Lando off once in a while. Because in Empire Strikes Back, Han talks about when they're trying to land on Cloud City, and Chewie says something, or Chewie rattles off something to Han. He's like, well, that was a long time ago. I'm sure he's forgotten about that. Surely he's not talking about the Falcon. Surely he's not. There's got to be something else. There's got to be more history there than just what we've seen in Solo. And even in the new Star Wars run, Lando talks about how Han was his friend. Really? Was he really? Based off of what we've seen and what we've read, was he really at that point? So there's got to be more to it than that. And you could really put all of that in a Han Solo series, let it run 2 seasons, tell a couple of cool stories with it, and cap it off, man. Stick another feather in Disney's hat. That's all you could do with it. So, yeah, I would end up watching it. I would watch it every week, just like I did Mandalorian. I don't think I would count down to season 2 the way I am Mandalorian. And I'm more excited for the Obi-Wan series than anything. And I'm really excited for this Cassian Andor series. Believe it or not, that's something I'm really, really excited for. But Han Solo Disney Plus series would be bottom of my excitement list for me as far as that goes. So I hope that answers your question, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.